You don't hire smart people to tell them what to do. You hire smart people so they can tell you what to do. This is a quote by Steve Jobs, but unfortunately, it's a major pitfall that many managers fall into when it comes to leading a team of specialists. Hi, I'm Mike Phillips. In this video, we're going to talk about how to manage a team of SEO specialists. We'll talk about what managing an expert team well will do for your business. We'll also talk about some pitfalls of poor management and the wide-ranging impacts that can have on your bottom line and culture. Let's get started. So what does quality management of an expert team do for your business? At the most basic level, quality people management only enhances the expertise that these individuals bring to the team. When that expertise is enhanced, you'll experience better revenue, better results, happier customers, and more loyal employees. When we consider the current state of the talent market, loyal employees are more than just a benefit of having lower churn. It reduces the need for you to expend time and money in new talent acquisition. How you manage that team will directly impact how profitable your enterprise will be. When it comes to managing SEO specialists or any expert service provider, I recommend 3 key areas of focus. Number 1 is about setting the appropriate mindset. Think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. It is not up to you to tell the first chair violin or the flute or the tuba how to be a better violinist or a better flautist or a better tuba player. It's up to you to keep tempo. It's up to you to provide perspective from where you stand, to connect the different phrases and make sure that the entire operation is working in harmony. Your job as the manager is to direct, not to get in the weeds and help drive certain tasks and certain actions. You wouldn't see a conductor of an orchestra jump off the podium, throw aside their baton, and start making the violinist saw away at their notes faster. This is something you should make sure you don't do as the manager of an expert team of SEO specialists. They're going to look to you to set the tempo, to provide vision. Their heads will be down and focused in the areas of excellence that they're accomplished in. But when they look up, they'll need to see a competent leader that they can trust has a firm hand on the wheel and is directing their efforts in the right way. There is nothing more disengaging for an expert than feeling like their effort is wasted. Avoid this by being a conductor of their performance. This second tip I have for you may get a little personal. If you are a micromanager, you need to realize that micromanagement is about you, not the team members in your charge. If you feel the need to shape the minutia of tasks that your team of experts is doing, you need to look in the mirror and consider that you might need a thicker skin or even a smaller ego. Nothing will turn off an expert faster than a manager trying to micromanage their tasks. Remember what Steve Jobs said. These are experts that we brought on because we needed their expertise, because they had accomplishments and skill beyond what we had before we hired them. It is from this standpoint and this point of respect that you should approach leading your team. Focus on output and results rather than tasks. There is not a single accomplished expert out there that does not already know how to do many aspects of their work well. Your job is to provide the support they need and honor their expertise. Do this by making sure you are managing macroscopically the big picture, not microscopic actions that are part of their day-to-day. Focus on a weekly cadence for progress updates and focus on monthly and quarterly updates to keep their efforts focused on the long-term vision that you're holding as the manager. My third tip for managing a team of experts is recognizing that you work for them, not the other way around. It's your job to be a servant leader of your experts. Focus on identifying and removing the roadblocks that are holding them back. Every expert is already a high performer. To become an expert, they have to learn how to perform at a high level. And if you hired the right expert, You shouldn't have to drive this performance. Your job is to service that performance, to make sure that it can operate at its highest level. One of my favorite things to do as a manager is to ask 3 questions of your experts. What can I start doing? What can I stop doing? And what should I keep doing? If you ask them these questions, you will learn a lot about what it takes to keep that performance operating at its best. Each expert will give you different answers, and so you'll have to meet each of these needs individually. You'll have to balance these needs with the needs of the business, but you'll find in general that if you hired the right high performer, they'll tell you exactly what you need to do for them to excel. Now that we've talked about some ways for you to manage a team properly, I want to make sure you're aware of the pitfalls of failing to manage a team of experts well. Talent churn is a very real cost for businesses. Just like site visitors today have more options than they have time, talented experts have more options than they need to have patience with poor management. In the current market, there are 2, sometimes 3 openings for every specialist looking for a job nowadays. Your people are in a position of power, but that doesn't mean that you are powerless to keep them. You can never convince someone not to leave once they've chosen to, but you will be able to convince them to stay by earning that in how you manage them. You can never convince someone not to leave once they've chosen to. You can only give them reasons to stay. Your management style is how you give them those reasons. It's the small moments that they experience day to day that will determine each day whether they want to stay engaged and continue working at their best levels for you. Because if they don't feel supported and engaged in their work, once again, they have options. It's in the best interest of your business to make sure that your talent remains engaged and satisfied and performing at their best at your business. You can do this as the leader of that expert team. When it comes to being a high-performing leader, one homework assignment isn't enough to learn the skills you need to have. But I do want to give you some frameworks that you can use on a go-forward basis to refine and apply what you've learned here. Reflect on your current management style, and then reflect on your team. After you do that, I want you to take your team members and break them into 3 cohorts: low support, medium support, and high support. I want you to schedule one-to-one meetings with every member of your team, and I want you to set the frequency of that cadence proportionate to the level of support they need. You'll fit people into each category based on a few factors: the level of work they produce, the level of engagement you estimate that they have, and based on feedback that they give you in prior meetings. This assignment will be a dynamic status. Someone will not stay a high support person forever or a low support person forever. What you learn about your team through regular one-on-one meetings will tell you more about the type and frequency of support that they need to excel. A one-to-one meeting is not a project status update meeting, nor is it a culture building meeting. A one-to-one meeting is about a manager and their direct report learning what they need from each other and taking steps forward to accomplish those needs. When it comes to group meetings of your team of experts, focus those sessions on collaboration and culture. Collaborative meetings are how team members can feel a sense of belonging and collective achievement. And culture meetings are how they can feel a sense of loyalty and belonging. This is a great place for you to share praise publicly, but this is not a place for you to share feedback or criticism. Feedback and constructive criticism should always be had in one-to-one private meetings. It's important to remember, praising in public, criticizing covertly. By doing this, you are not just being a good quality people manager, you are respecting the expertise that your team has. You've reached the end of this lesson. We reviewed some very important themes and strategies when it comes to managing a team of SEO experts, the mindset you need to have as a leader, and the type of support that high-performing experts will require from their management. We've talked about the state of play of the talent market and how you can avoid some critical issues with talent churn simply by providing meaningful and supportive management as a director, not as a micromanager. Thank you so much for learning with me. I'm Mike Phillips, and remember, we don't hire smart people to tell them what to do. We hire them so they can tell us what to do.